Hi there, Mike Giannotti here, and welcome to St. Michael's Forge. And we're going to take a look at what it takes to go from a railway spike and a 18 gauge copper disc and bring it to become one of these, which is our coffee scoops. So let's take a look. So to start with, we're going to transform this disc. Then after I get changed later on, we'll go ahead, we're going to fire up the forge and we'll show you what we do with those railway spikes to make the handles. But we're going to start off, we have 18 gauge copper. I like 18 gauge because while it's easy to work with, it also provides a nice firm finish. But to start with, before we start banging it and shaping it and doing all that, we're actually going to bring it over to here. So this here is a press unit that I have. It's manual, you can see. Right, it's called Arbor Press, and I can put some weight into it, but we're going to actually use a hammer to hammer in the touch stamp for St. Michael's Forge. So we'll do that. We're going to do that right in square in the middle, and let's take a look-see here. We got just want something that has a little bit of a measurement. We have that, and yep, this is exactly 2.5 inches across, so I want this to be 1 1/4, right dead center. We're going to go ahead and get that particular centering. Also, we're going to make sure our stamp is tightened. Now, you might think, oh, well, hey, no, that's still a bit off. There we go. So it's a bit of an artwork. The stamp actually moves around a little bit as we there we go. Nice. So the stamp moves around a little bit. We got to get it, we want it nice and center, because what'll happen is once we've done that, then we're going to take it over to the swage press where we're going to hammer. We're going to take a 2-inch ball bearing and hammer that into it. Then we'll take our ball peen hammer, and we're going to pound around a bit to get it to form nicely into that cup shape. Then we'll reverse it onto the ball bearing, if I can talk. And then we're going to have to do our planishing or texturizing, but we're going to do all that work around the stamp. So we want the stamp to be intact and give a nice look. In fact, you can see an example done on one of my practice pieces, and let's see if that is, there we go. So if we come on in, you can see there it is, there's the mark, and that's what we're going to get. So to get that set in, get our trusty sledgehammer, I'm going to push down to make sure I've got even pressure on it, and we're going to hit it once, twice. Let's try one more. 3 times. Boom, there we go. So now we have, there's our touch mark, right? Now we can actually work around that to do our forming. So let's head on over to the Melton Mini Swage. All right, so here we are. We're on. We have a swage stand. It comes to us from Christ-Centered Ironworks. We've got our Melton from Derek Melton, Melton Mini Swage, which you can see it's a great piece. Has different textures. It's got some different size holes and things for setting pieces. But this is the part we're interested in here, right? This is going to be the cup shape that we want to make, and I've got a 2-inch ball bearing right here. So what we're going to do is take this, and we're going to go this way. So the press went into it here, right, on this side. That we want, that's going to be the inside of the cup. So we're going to go ahead here, kind of center that. Now it's going to move around, and we're going to have to do recentering. I'm going to take my ball peen and move that. I've got here from John Norwood, one of his hammers. We use that to start to pound that into place. Now the beauty of when we're using this component here is I can go ahead and not worry about messing up my stamp there. It's actually, you can see it's forming the cup. So I'm gonna do a little more here. Right there, use the flat side. Nice. So now we've got a nice cup shape. I'm gonna just give it one more just to make sure. Beautiful. So now we've got a beautiful cup shape. We're gonna take that and put it here, invert this on top, and look at that nice fit. Fits perfect, just like a little cap. And we're gonna planish. We're gonna use the round end here of this ball peen hammer. This one, by the way, is called a rounding hammer. And now we're gonna start to work the metal. And I actually should have my glasses. So let me run quick and grab a pair of glasses right here, I see. As we're getting older, a little more work. There we go. Okay, now I can see. So we're gonna take care as we're beating. We wanna give it that nice texture that you expect from beaten copper. And so we're just kind of working our way around, but taking care not to hit the actual touch mark, right? So now somebody asked me the other day how I got the texture on the inside. Well, it's pretty simple. When you're banging and bending the metal, 18 gauge is a good thickness, but it's also thin enough to work with reasonably, and I like it also because then it shows this pattern as it goes around. Now I do get some finishing work on the inside with the ball peen. You can see here, there's a lot of pounding going on, right? Oh, and I missed a little spot here, so we'll just kind of come on back. That's good. I still have some more to do around here. I'm just kind of getting it around that stamp. Taking care I don't want to hit in it. I'll tell you what, this gives your forearm a nice little workout. And so there we go. Still zeroing in. This gives you an idea of the kind of work that goes into a piece like this, right? So, just about done here. Just want to go around and check all the spots, make sure you got it all. It looks like it. Beautiful. Now I can take this and I'm actually going to leave it. That looks great. So let's take a look. I'm going to bring this on up. So you should be seeing that. So there we go. We've got our touch stamp in here. We've got that nice bowl, smooth. Now the edges are going to have to be smooth. They're not smooth yet. But we're pretty close. And then the outside, you can see what that looks like. So beautiful. All right, now that we've done that, the next step is I've got a conditioning belt. It's an old one that I use for this, an old conditioning belt, red one from Red Label Abrasives. We've got that on our Origin Blade Maker grinder. And we're gonna go ahead and just turn that on. It's at a medium speed, not too fast. And we are gonna just start to work the edges of that cup, right? We want to get rid of any of the roughness. And that conditioning belt is going to do a nice job on that in that regard. So just kind of working it. I can see as I'm looking down, now that I have the glasses on, I can see some of the rough edges here. So we're just trying to work that out and kind of get it to a nice, so it's going to be nice and smooth to the touch. All right, we're going to do that by, we're just gently rounding our edges here. Now I've had people ask, what happens if it catches? Well, this thing goes flying. And I may or may not have a usable cup, but I've gotten pretty good at doing this. We're just about there. I don't want to have it perfect because we want to keep some of that, smithing look about it. Ooh, almost caught it there. And I've still got some rough spots that I can feel. Just kind of, again, just working it. Got to keep turning it. You don't want to wear any one area down, but we want to get all the roughness out. All right, turn that off. So there we are. We have gone ahead and we've smoothed it. Of course, we're going to clean this before it ships, but just to give an idea, there we go. So there's our cup, right? All nice and worked. And again, if we come in here, I don't know if you can see that well, but we have that touch mark right there in the middle of all that nice metal work. So this is basically done, right? Other than cleaning. The next piece now is we are going to be taking one of those railway spikes. We have to draw that out into a nice long length. And from that, once I get that worked out, then I have to cut it into equal pieces, just like this. These become the stock, which then I can get these into the forge, beat these into shape. It's a whole process unto itself to become the handle. Once that's done, then we'll go ahead and we'll use our drill to drill holes through the portion that will adjoin to here and through the cup, right? So we'll have 2 holes. I'll have 2 copper rivets. We'll hand beat those into place, and then we will have a coffee scoop. So onward to the next part, but I thought, we'd start off with the first half and we'll continue right after this with part number 2, and I should be in all different clothes because we're going to be cranking up the heat in the forge.